Hello everyone. Hope everyone's well. Look at this. Still lots of snow. But it's much milder today. So if you watched my video from yesterday, you'll notice some of the water water went on top of the ice and kind of like made another layer. But today, it's not like that. Things are like melting just a little bit, not very much. Yesterday, this was like, I would give it 3/4 frozen. It wasn't frozen where it was flowing well. Look at this. It's kind of neat. All the bubbles freeze. So the ice is pretty weird right here, but look at like right above the waterfall. It just like it would like over the water would spray on top. That's actually what happened over here. We're gonna go over there in a second, but the water kind of just finds its way. Sometimes it'll go over top like it did right here. You can see. And then it just kind of makes it a little thicker. Now, this obviously wouldn't happen if I didn't have the pump working. And some might think, why on earth is this guy keeping his pump on? Because it's going to cost money, and it does. Pumps aren't cheap to run. Like this pump alone. So this pump does... what does it do? 5,000 to 9,000 gallons an hour. So these controllers, you'll notice, you'll see nothing on there. Suck. Sorry, Aquascape, but they suck. Even the controller over there doesn't work well. And I have a third one because I replaced this pump and it doesn't work either. I can't make it so in theory, because it says 5,000 to 9,000 gallons per hour, I should be able to go from 5,000 up it all the way to 9, but it's just going straight on 9. It's full blast all the time. And it has to stay outside, so it should be able to take all the elements. It's just, it doesn't work well. You can also connect it online, which I have in the past. I don't even bother anymore. It tells you how much energy it uses. All I know is it uses a lot. Guys, like and subscribe. But, so the reason why I keep it running is because... I love the formations. Like, come look it over here. So the ice formations are really cool. It keeps consistency in the pond, though if it was frozen, it would be consistent as well. But there's more water flowing in the pond than than if it was not running. Like there'd be a whole load of ice here. I don't know. I've always done this, and I did lose one fish this year already, and hopefully that's the only one. So the pump's going right there. It looks like it's frozen, like completely frozen. Actually, the white ice is because it's moving, and it just doesn't freeze the same as like over here. Like this ice here, that's frozen. There's very, very little movement going on over there. And if it were to be frozen right to the bottom, I would not be surprised. But like, listen to this. Like, you can actually see the water flowing in there. And like, look at the ice formation. So, what was happening, you can see some ice right here. So it was actually spraying over. Some would worry, and I did last year, because this is the second winter I've had this. I've had the pond since 2021, but this went in 2023. And the reason why I wanted to have a waterfall, a bigger waterfall, is like, you can hear that, but you can hear that. This one just sounds so much better. It's impressive in terms of just the sound during the day. Like, say if we're in August and it isn't frozen, it looks really cool. The lights on it at night right now are amazing. And the lights on it during the summer when there's no ice is also amazing. It's just, in my eyes, one of the best parts of the pond. Now, I do need to fix it in terms of I need to just finish it off. I haven't gotten to that. I was going to do it this year and never happened, but hey, life happens, you know. Now, if we go back over here, so for those of you who have been following, I put this UV clarifier in. The bulbs are not in, but I was hemming and hawing what I should do. So this is the valve that I can turn right here to turn it off, but it's free flowing. And there's been no issues. I did notice there was a bit of ice, actually, right here. There's a bit of water right there. And it's actually, I see more water right there. Personally, the reason why I think that's happening is because the plastic's expanding and retracting, I guess. And right now it's retracting, not expanding. And it's not where it was, because this is a screw-on piece. It's not where it was initially when I put it all on, because there was zero leaking. The reason why I have the water flowing through is because this wasn't working 100% and a little bit of water was getting through. And I'm not tearing it apart right now, so I just let it flow through. If a little bit drips, a little bit drips. The beauty of this is days like today, where it's a little bit milder, all this ice is going to melt, go into the pond, and level everything off. So when I first started this, the first year, you know what I did? The water was getting low. Lower than what I would actually prefer. And I took my hose and I put water in. Thinking, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to fix the problem. You know what it did? It killed some of my fish. Because I'm putting warmer water in. It's creating a temperature change. The fish didn't like it. And I think I probably lost, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 fish. If I lost one of my like 18-inch koi right now, like I did lose one. It was about, I would say, a foot. But that one didn't like the cold last year, and clearly didn't like it this year. Last year I caught him right away. This year I didn't. The ice was covered and I didn't see the fish. And you know what? And I don't want to sound bad by saying this. I can't be micromanaging fish, like bringing them in and whatnot. Like I have a tank. I always have like a spare tank going. But if I can just keep them in here, that'd be great. But yes, so I do not put water in the pond when I think it's getting low. So if we come over here, yesterday it was actually not at the overflow valve. Today, it's closer to the overflow valve. Just a little bit. So you can see there's ice in here. I don't need to really take it out, like there are a couple things, but they're all frozen in, so nothing's really going on. It's flowing perfectly. Just leave it. Sometimes less is more. Guys, like and subscribe. So today, the temperature is 32.7 or 0.4. So the water, so yesterday was 0.1 and 32 point, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 or maybe 2, 32.2. Yesterday it was real cold. And it doesn't seem like much, like 0.4, but at this time, it's a big difference. And it's because it's a little milder out here. I think it's probably still minus. It might be 0 or +1. I don't know, Celsius. Because I'm in Canada. It's all metric here, not imperial like our U.S. friends. So anyways, it just makes it a little warmer. Doesn't make them more active, but can't really see the fish. I can see one right there. If you zoom in, you can see. Yeah, there's a white silhouette. But yeah, that's I could have the pumps off. I prefer not to. I don't even actually need this heater here because I have these power heads pointed up and they're opening the surface. And for those of you who don't know why you need like an opening, it's for because the fish slow down, but they don't stop pooing. They don't poo as much because they're not eating. And there's just gases. If the gases have nowhere to escape, you could get away with it for a few years when the fish are smaller or when you have less fish. But say you get more fish or the fish are clearly growing, like it'll thaw. You'll be fine. You'll be fine 1 year, and the second, the third, and then the fourth, bam, the thaw comes, and all your fish are belly up because they basically poisoned themselves because the gases had nowhere to go. So that's why I would have that. So I could, in theory, take this out. I just keep it in just because sometimes. So I've had it once since 2021 where it was like -30 3 days in a row. This froze to the point where you can actually see the water going on the ice here. This froze to the point where it was like a bump and there was nothing. So all the water was enclosed. The only hole there was this because of its legit heat. Here it was just a dome almost. It was really cool actually, and I did another thing that I shouldn't have done. I grabbed a sledgehammer and I cracked the ice. You're not supposed to get a sledgehammer or something like that. Something that'll create like a ton of noise underneath, because that can kill your fish too in the winter. Just the loud sounds and whatnot. So, and they hear you because I walk up there and the fish swim to this side here. So, yeah, it's just, you gotta be mindful of the little guys underneath, or the big guys, or the monsters. And I don't want any of these core fish, and they're almost all core to me. I'd have a hard time getting rid of some of them. They all have a little bit of a story. So, but yeah, just, I just like keeping the pumps running because in my mind, it's peace of mind. I know there's more water flowing underneath than if it was just ice, and everyone's fine underneath. So cost doesn't matter when it's protecting your fish, especially those ones. Like, we have some fish in there that, you know, they have names, and we're always happy to see them in the summer each and every day, and they mean a lot. So yeah, it is one of those things that you'll do stuff for your animals, your pets. It was horrible when that heron was coming in. We lost this one, and it was probably we lost one years ago when we first put the pond in. We called him Batman. He was this black koi, and he was the one that would always come up to you and come say hi and whatnot. And we lost it to the heron, and we ended up finding, it took a while, we ended up finding another black koi. He isn't as social as the other one, but that's okay. We have a black koi. But we have these other koi that are very social. That's why we kept this up here. So this is all an experiment for myself this year too. So if you've seen, we had one day, it was freezing rain, and the net actually lowered quite a bit. I'm just waiting for a huge snowfall and see if the snow actually goes through. I feel as though it will, but we're gonna have to see. So it might be an issue at one point, but we haven't gotten there yet. So, all right, folks, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm like, I've been posting a bunch of short videos, and I'm like, oh, get a longer one and explain a couple things. So we're at 17 minutes. So like and subscribe. And if you ever have any questions, post them in the comments, and I will answer. I answer all the comments, or at least react to them. So you guys have an amazing, amazing day.